everybody, this is Elissa from Mink Arts and Crafts, and today we are doing my favorite video of all of the videos that I do. You'll hear the cats playing in the background. This is like, I just got home from work about an hour ago, and they are in like napping all day. So now they're in like chaos mode and they're making noise and playing. So they're behind me playing, if you wonder what those noises are. So this is one of my favorite videos ever to make, are the month in review videos. So today we have the first month in review of 2024. This is my January month in review, and I am super excited to start into what I have done for the month. So you will look and you'll see, well, you didn't get a whole lot done in January, but January has also been a crazy busy month for me. So it may not look as big as some of the other months that I've had in retrospect, but I am very pleased with the progress that I've made this month. And when we look at my whips, you'll see why I'm so pleased with the progress that I've made, especially with the progress that I've made on one whip in particular. You'll be like, holy cow, that's a lot of work. So anyways, the first one that you can see here, obviously, was probably the one that I'm the happiest about actually being able to actually complete, because this has been a whip that you have seen month after month after the month for probably the last, 3-4 months or so. You've seen me show Cat with Big Eyes as one of my whips. Well, guess what? This was the first large canvas that I finished, or the first of what I consider my primary whips or completions for January. This is Cat with Big Eyes by Zhonghea. It is a 60 by 62 round drill canvas with 45 colors, and it was charted with 2 ABs. And this comes to us from Lazy River Crafts. I started this canvas on the 31st of January, and I finished it on the 17th of January. So it took me 32 hours and 49 minutes. I actually started it as my canvas or my kit for the Claws and Paws 2023. I did also do another, I think I did another kit that was cat themed for that one as well, but this was my primary one that I was going to do. I only finished one. I didn't even finish the section. I came close to finishing a section, but I did not finish a section. So this one I did do, it was very confetti heavy, especially in this section here. Mostly in this section, but once I got through the rest, it really didn't have as much confetti as I thought it did. It was more that the colors kind of blended from one to the next, and most of the confetti was here. What I did, and what really kind of threw me off of being able to complete it in as timely of a manner as I wanted to, was the fact that I made the mistake of sectioning this in too large of a section. So if you followed me, you know that I do not like sectioning. To me, the definition of torture would be sectioning a canvas into a small section, I don't know, what's the size of release paper, something like this. That is way too small of a section for me, and that is my definition of hell when it comes to diamond painting. This to me does not sound like a pleasant time to do something the size of a section, a sectioning paper. This does not sound pleasant to go here and then do the next one and then the next one. No, that is not fun. So this canvas, I divided it into 4 sections, and it was with the level of confetti on this, it was way too large to do that. I should have divided this into 6 sections, and that would have worked much better. But the fact with the sections I did, it was just a little overwhelming for what I was doing. But I started this back in August, which was, I'm still relatively new. I haven't even been diamond painting for a year, so I felt like there was a learning curve, and I was still working on my learning curve for it. There were a couple symbols that were hard to read on this with the light pad, but if I turned the light pad off, I had absolutely no problem reading that. And that is something that I have found to be pretty consistent with numerous small shops. I found that to be something that I've had an issue with, not just with this canvas, but with probably 3 or 4 different small shops that I've worked on so far, that tend to be a couple different symbols that if they're a light colored background and it's a white symbol on that light colored background, that using my light pad, it tends to blow it out and I have a hard time seeing it. But then if I turn off my light pad, I have no issues seeing it. So it tends to be fairly common. I did run into that on Cat with Big Eyes, and I already talked to Steph, the owner, about it, and she's going to look into addressing that. I did add 7 different special drills to enhance this, primarily as you see right down here in the super blingy corner of these purple flowers, also up into the purples there, purples up in here. a little bit in like the purples that you see down into this corner, and this kind of glistening crystal AB that you see right down through here. Nope, that's not a popping drill. It's just a weirdly shaped drill. It's like, I didn't think any drills were popping on this. No, it was just one of those crystal ABs that was kind of shaped a little weird. That felt weird when I was running my fingers over it. I love how this turned out. This is an absolutely gorgeous kit. And like no complaints with the adhesive. Like, as you can see, the shimmer on this canvas is unreal. It like glistens and shimmers beautifully. Like, look at that color on it. If you want a more in-depth talk about this particular kit, I do have a very thorough post review up that you can check out for Cat with Big Eyes. It was a pleasure. I love the finished look of it. I mean, the confetti was worth it to get this image. That to me says it all. I dealt with the torture of the confetti to get this image. I personally love color blocking. I can sit there and do like an entire color of one color for an entire like massive section of the canvas, and I'm completely fine with that. That's my happy place. I find it meditative. But this was my first finish for January, and it was my 48th finish of all time. So when I'm talking about finishes and what I count as a finish, it's usually only, I have like weird math that I do, weird Alyssa math, when I'm doing all of my finishes. So you'll see, I'll give you a little snapshot of my gems flow. These are my the 7 different projects that I finished this month. But you'll see only 2 of them are going to count towards my total finishes for the month, because my paint gems are counted differently. My tiny little 15 by 15s are counted differently, and my cross stitches are counted differently. So I have weird math when I do these projects. But that is Cat with Big Eyes, and loved it. Oh my goodness, she is adorable. And there is this new piece of work that Steph has on her website that looks like the kitten version of this same cat by the same artist. And I'm like, I want it, because I feel like it would be a great companion piece to this piece right here. It is so adorable. It's like a kitten in a cup. It is so cute. But anyways, that is Cat with Big Eyes, and I am so pleased to have it done. Now, on to finish number 2 for the month. So finish number 2, and while finish number 1 was for Wrap Up a Whip 2024 with Laura over Anxiety Art Adventures and Hannah at Sparkling Spectrumite. That was my kit for their event. Kit number 2, this is Midnight Owl by Jeremiah Kettner from Diamond Art Club, and this is a 51 by 64 round drill kit. It is 35 colors. It was charted with 2 ABs, and it is, I started this one on the 3rd of January, and I finished it on the 20th of January. And this one I also was doing for an event. I did it for 2 separate events. I did it, well, actually look at my details that I had on here. I forgot to write one in my logbook. So I did this one for the Kettner Diamond Art 2024, hosted by Bree for painting over at Painting with Pities, and Sophie at the Diamond Help Desk, and also for Blinging It in the New Year 2024, which is hosted by J-Rob, Tia, and Tina, Tima, from their events. From their channels. So this one, I went ahead, and this is one of the kits that fortunately I was super pleased, because this was the only Jeremiah Kettner that I actually had in my stash or in my hoard. I love his work, and I have a ton of his prints. I have a ton of his prints actually in like my print collection, but this was the only actual piece that I have in my collection of his diamond paintings. But I absolutely love it. And I even used, like, the washi tape that I used is actually Jeremiah Kettner's own washi tape that he sells from his website, which is smallandround.com. And I thought this was super cute with these little hedgehogs. Oh, so super cute. So this one, I actually used the enhancement suggestions from DP with Sparklers. I used those enhancement suggestions, and I did make a couple small tweaks to it. So I did the complete enhancement suggestions from them, but I felt there were a couple areas where I do have a lot more of the quad cubes than what they do have. I have the entire quad cube collection that DP with Sparklers sells. So they only did 2 suggestions for the quad cubes, but since I had more quad cubes, I was able to pull out my quad cube collection and use One of the colors that I had actually was a much closer color match for a couple of these quad cubes right up here. So a couple of the colors were ones that were, I can't remember which ones. It's in my post review video that went up on Wednesday, so you can watch it, which would have been yesterday if you're watching this on Thursday, the day that it goes up on February 1st. So the day prior is when I posted the post review for this canvas. So there was basically a slightly different tone for a couple of the greens of this background. Some were a deeper green, some were a lighter green. So I used a quad cube that I had that actually was a closer match, I felt, to some of the colors because of the different tones. And then what they charted, basically they tried to pick a color that was a close enough match that would work for both. And since I had more, I went with more because I had more. So that's what I did as far as the greens. And then I also, when we come down into the bottom, there was an area where we used a lot of specials, primarily in the owl. Very few to no specials anywhere else besides the quad cubes. But coming down here into our leaf, the original charting had 2 ABs, and one of those ABs is basically this yellowish green. That's basically the perimeter, the border outlining this entirety of all of these leaves here, and a little bit right here on this plant right there. But coming down here, we were adding a 701 AB all throughout these little green feathers of our owl. So I actually, down here was the original drill that we were replacing the 701 AB with, was charted just in the tips of these 3 leaves down here. And I was like, you know what? I feel like that requires just a little bit of an accent. So I'm going to go ahead and add that AB just in those 3 little leaves. So I did. I put it right down there. I felt like that'd be a perfect accent. And then I added just, I felt like I wanted a little bit of bling right down here on this flower, more so than the AB that we added around the flower. So I added just, I pulled out my pixie dust, and because this was blinged up before they came out with their pixie dust line. So I pulled out my pixie dust and I went ahead and added some pixie dust right here in the center of this flower, which you can't really tell on the camera. It doesn't come through super well on camera, but you can see that pixie dust right there. So I love how this turned up, and I thought that was fun to kind of like take their suggestions, tweak them just a little bit, to add a little bit to the canvas, to kind of make it a little bit more just my own. And it is like a super, super pretty finish. I love these colors. They're so soothing and so relaxing. And I love all the color blocking in this. Like you guys, like I mentioned, I love color blocking, and I loved how much color blocking I got to do in this background. It was so much fun and so enjoyable. And it was a pleasure, absolute pleasure to do. Did I say how long it took me to do this kit? It only took me 18 hours and 47 minutes to finish this. I don't think I mentioned that. No, I didn't. So there were a lot of enhancements on this. I did run into an adhesive issue where a number of the drills did, a couple of the, where it basically I had to use the least sticky putty that I had because the adhesive didn't want to hold very well. And like when I was putting the glitter drills on, basically I'd put them on and they would just like fall right back off. And that wasn't because of any issues with the glitter drills themselves. It was because this adhesive was so non-adhesive-y. And that's something that I've had issues with a number of different Diamond Art Club kits that I've worked on. I've had these similar adhesive issues. So it's not just exclusive to this kit. It's like the other one that I had really, really, really bad issues with, probably the worst one, was working on Milagros La Luna. But this one also gave me a lot of issues. And that was kind of frustrating and annoying to do because, you know, you work on a section and you're constantly having to like put the glitter drills down and push in and not being able to use the putty that you want to use and having to play around and say, okay, what do I have that will work? Because I do not like working with the wax in my climate and in my environment. Working with the regular like red wax that comes with the kits does not work well. But then I can also use, like the Wee Wax does work well for me as well. So I can load up and use Wee Wax, and it does tend to work a little bit better than some of the other options. But this was finish number 2, and it was all for January in my 49th finish of all time. So that was number 2. I love it, love it, love it. So now we're going to move on to the smaller works that we did. So first up, we are going to talk about our paint gem. So I did finish my outline paint gem set that I actually started on November 29th. So this is the Exotic Fruits paint gem set, and this was actually my 9th paint gem finish of all of my paint gem sets. So this is my 9th one that I worked on. And this here, you can see we have our pitayas, right? Actually, no, this one is passion fruit, actually. It annoys me to no end that they label these 1 through 12 right down here, and yet that does not line up with how the order they put over here. So pitaya down here is number 1, and then passion fruit over here is definitely most definitely not number 1. So that annoys me to no end and drives me bonkers, and is one of my pet peeves. So something that really annoys me. So these, let me give you a little bit of the stats on these. The Exotic Fruits, these are kind of an 8 by 12. They're a partial, in case you were wondering. These are partials. I'm going to put them here so I can kind of like call out what each thing is so you can see. And 35 colors in this set. So there are 12 of them, and they're 35 colors, and I love these little books. I did have to cut these canvases down to fit them into this set, into this container, which I believe, yeah, I did have to cut these ones down to fit them in, which I was fine with because I wanted them to actually fit in here. Because this one's going to be like the food ones. I think next I'm working on the traditional foods will be the next set that I work on. These are squares. I started on the November 29th and finished on January 7th, and it took me roughly 8 hours and 1 minute if I logged all of my time properly. So I tend to work on these primarily when I have duty days at work. I'll take these with me to work on because it doesn't take up much space, and I can just take them into work real quick and have them sit on my desk and work on them. So first off, you have your passion fruit, and then we have our, here we have our pitaya, which this is also, I think commonly you hear this called dragon fruit. And then we have our mango, obviously. Oh no, that's a papaya. Gosh, I'm like struggling today. It's been a long week and we're only on Wednesday evening. So there's our papaya. And then we come over here and you get your guava. I love guava. And then you come into the durian. I don't know how many people have actually tried durian before. Durian are massive. This is so deceptive when you see this being so small. And then, of course, you have your carambola, which it's interesting with the names that they chose versus into C. Would this commonly be referred to as star fruit? Because I've had star fruit, but I don't know that I've had a carambola before. And then you get into your avocado. Love me some good avocado. And then you get into the pomelo. Watermelon, I feel like that one's an obvious one. And then pineapple, again, an obvious one. Orange, love me some good oranges. And mangosteen. And I love how these turn out. They're so pretty and they're so sparkly. They're so fun to do as well. So that was my 3rd completion for the month. And that's going to be the last one that shows up on there in my logbook. Because the other ones I don't log in the logbook. Next up, we have this super cute, I'm going to turn that light off because I don't feel like we need that massive overhead. But next up, we have the adorableness that is this super cute little bunny. Look at that adorableness right there. Oh my goodness. This is a little 15 by 15 bunny kit. I felt like, we're getting into, I thought that was kind of fitting because we're leaving the year of the bunny. Or the year of the rabbit, so I felt like I needed to do the bunny before we left the year of the rabbit. I'm also a rabbit, so this is leaving my year and entering into the year of the dragon. This is a 15 by 15 centimeter. It came with 9 colors. I started this on the 20th, finished it on the 20th, and it took me 1 hour and 37 minutes. So it's super, super quick to do. This one, I think I did add like 2 little, did I even add them? Yeah. I did add 2 little like pixie dust, 5200 for the little eye sparkles right there, and that's the only specials that I added onto this one. Some of these I bling up, and others I'm like, you know what, we're just gonna do it as is. So this one was just like a quick little snack. I just needed something quick finish to work on and have something fun and easy to do, and that was this one here. So I was pleased with that. That was number 4. Number 5 and number 6 are both things that were whips going into the month. So I'm going to put this back over there. Number 5, this is Kawaii Fox. And this one is super, super cute. I absolutely love it. So this, I believe you would have seen in my months in review for December. But yes, so Kawaii Fox, beyond adorable. Love how this cross stitch conversion turned out, and it's actually a Christmas present for my brother. And I mean, the image is so cute. Super, super cute. I did have to wait for the background color to come in, which is why you didn't see this finished in December. And I love how it turned out. There is a lot of gapping in the drills because the canvas is like a super, super cheap like Temu canvas for like $2 for the canvas. But I was, I wanted to see, do I even like doing these? And for some of these tiny little cross stitch conversions, I'm like, I'm just going to get a super cheap canvas and kind of go from there. And when you look at it from close up like this, like for me, yeah, I can notice the gapping, but from a distance, you're not necessarily going to notice that gapping. So I'm not too concerned about it. This one, I don't think I logged all of my time well with these because it definitely took me more than 4.5. I think it took me more than 4.5 hours to do it. I don't know if I logged all my time properly, but this one was 11 colors. I started it on the 30th of December, finished it on the 6th of December. And this is from Sarah Bauman, whose Etsy shop is Needleminder Layer. That's her Etsy shop if you wanted to buy this pattern. And I added the background in this pretty pink color because I felt like it worked with the colors that are in this kit. Super, super adorable. And that is Kawaii Fox. And it ends up being, did I say the size? Roughly a 16.5 by 25 centimeter kit. Love it. So that's number one of those, which would also make it finish number 5 of things I worked on this month. Finish number 6 is a 15 by 20 centimeter, roughly. I think that's rounding because the other one was a 16.5 by 25, so this is a 15 by 20. So this is a custom cross stitch conversion that I had done, or that I had made of my mom's dog, Essie. And she is the cutest little thing. I was just making sure the colors, because the angle I'm looking, it looked really dark. So this is Essie. This is my mom's older of her 2 dogs. And she is a micro mini golden doodle. She's like 15 pounds. She's the cutest little thing. And that totally captures like her sassy little attitude. This one is 11 colors as well. I think plus the background color makes it 12. And I purchased the pattern on Etsy. These are squares, as you can tell. I started this one on December 28th and finished it on the 7th of January. This is from the Etsy shop, or the Etsy seller / shop of the Dog Stitchery. And you can order customs. You just send her a few photos of your dog or the dog that you want to get the custom of. And she will send you back a pattern that's customized specifically to your pet. And that's what I did. And I got this beautiful one for my mom for Christmas of Essie. So I was super excited about that. So now that is finished number 6. I think in December, you saw this as a whip from December where I had the actual portion of Essie done, but I did not have the background done yet. But now I have the background and the frame done because I was waiting on the background color to get in. This one turned out better. This particular canvas looked much, much better. I think the canvas that I used for the other one was a little bit larger, or it didn't have that same, it didn't finish off as well as this one did. Now we come to the final ones. That was number 6, and the final one is from the same seller in the same shop on Etsy for my mom's birthday. You can't go up there, Mochi. I don't want you standing on my canvases. Hi, Moch. We get some putzes. Hi, Mochi. Hey, fat cat. You do not want to step on that. That's not for you to step on. We have Ruby. This is Ruby Doo. So Essie's the doodle bug. Ruby is the dooble bug. She's a dooble. She's also a golden doodle. She is a mini golden doodle, and she weighs like 30 pounds. So she's exactly like double Essie's weight. So Ruby is also, you can look at her, you can see she has a little bit more poodle to her, but this is their other golden doodle. And this one is also 11 colors. And this little hooligan that you see here oh my goodness, those eyes. So my mom's birthday is in January, and I decided to do this one for Ruby as my mom's birthday present. So she had got Essie for Christmas, and she'll get Ruby for her birthday. And I was waiting on this frame because it took a while for this specific sized frame, because it's not a perfect square. This is it's not a 17, it's like a 16 by 17. It says 17 by 17, but that's not exactly accurate. But I needed to get this frame in these dimensions. It was supposed to be like a square like this, but I did it and made it like this. And then I looked at it, and it just looked, it was like this is basically what it was as that 17 by 17 centimeter. And it just looked off. So I added basically almost another inch to the right of just the blue background. And I was like, okay, yeah, that looks better. That looks right. So I'd originally ordered a square frame that would have gone to here, but it just looked wrong with it stopping kind of like that. So I had to add another inch, and I had to order a new frame, and that frame took a little longer to get here, and it literally just arrived yesterday. So I was able to frame this yesterday. So now that I have the frame, I can pack these up and actually send them to my mom. And send my dad his Christmas present as well. So now I can pack everything up and send my parents their presents. But this is Ruby. Super adorable. I started this one on the 11th of January. And on my paperwork, I have it stated that I finished it on the 13th of January because literally I was waiting on the frame. And this one took me 6 hours and 34 minutes. So you can see how these take a little bit longer because of, you know, it takes a lot more like work because you're following a pattern, counting, making sure you're doing it accurately. But look how adorable that is. And that is my 7th and final finish for the month of January. So some smaller projects that I did, but I'm pleased with the progress that I made on those and the completions that I did. So now, are you guys ready to see my whips? I have 2 whips that I'm going. One that I kind of started that I'm doing just like a little bit here and there. I'll work for maybe like 15, 20 minutes, then I'll move on to the next one. And then, then I'll go back to my main project. So this right here is whip number 1. Kind of whip number 2. I've only been doing a little bit of work on this one. And this is one of my Amazon kits that I want to finish out. So one of my goals for 2024 is to basically either finish or get rid of or whatever all the rest of the Amazon kits that I have in my stash, which is only a handful. I have just a handful left in my stash, and this is one of them. I have not done a lot of work on this one. I started it on January 18th. I basically kitted up. I kind of felt like I needed something that was just bright colors, and all I did were the darks over here. And I just wanted something that was rounds because now I'm working on a square project, and I'm going to have a lot of squares in like my future in February. So I kind of decided I was working on like the confetti heavy portions because this part is going to go pretty quickly with all of the big areas of color blocking. So I started there. And I've only really worked on it. I worked on it for about 2 hours, but I was going super, super slow. I did this area down through there. And then as you can see, I kind of worked up into the bamboo stalk. I love bamboo. I like images like this. This is something that I would love to have more of. And I have a ton of pictures of bamboo, so I may just find, but I don't necessarily want to spend a lot of money on like big, nice, really high quality customs of pictures like this of my own to have like really high quality ones. Sometimes you just want something small and simple. So what I may end up doing is just taking and getting some like basic customs of images that I have taken that are small, basic, simple ones to kind of replace some of these ones that I have kind of like this, that may be like bamboo and things like that. Kind of clean them up, simplify them, and do some customs of my own of some of these types of ones. But this is whip number 1 that I have that I've just done a little bit of progress on. I know I keep crinkling it for all of you that don't like the crinkle. But that is whip number 1, and whip number 2 is my Big Daddy. We have the final whip. This one that we see right here, my final whip. I'm going to try to talk with my hands, but it's tricky because I'm way up here and it's way down there. This image right here, this beauty, this is Secret Temple by Image World. It's from Diamond Art Club. It is a 98 by 70. and it has 78 colors, and it comes with 5 ABs, 5. Mind you, 5. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh my gosh, and I'm 3/4 of the way done. Massive kit, just slightly smaller than Flower Delivery version 2. So that took me a really long time, as you guys are aware, and it's a square, so even more ridiculous for it being a square. Let me see if I can talk with like an ink pen, so that way I don't have to try to keep reaching my hand, because my fingers are going to be like, it's too hard to reach with my fingers. So this sucker is a square. Massive, massive square. I started right here in this corner, and I've been worked my way over, and now I'm working my way back. I divided it into 12 sections. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yes, 12 sections. I started this one on January 2nd, and I'm still working on it, as you can see. I'm working on this one for Ticket to Ride, and I used the suggested bling pack from DP with Sparklers for it, which added, I think, something like 17 or so different colors or special drills added to this kit. So many different ones. I'm moving this ink pen around, and Sushi is over in her perch on her shelf over there, like directly on over there. And she's staring at me like, what are you doing? Why are you moving this thing back and forth? And Mochi is on the bookshelf over there, staring at me like, what are you doing? What is that? What's moving back and forth? But this is looking absolutely incredible. I am totally in love with how this is turning out. And this one, I think, is actually going to be the first canvas that I either mount or I'm probably, I don't know if I'm going to frame it or what, but it's the first one, whether I mount it or frame it or what. This is going to be the first one that I end up putting on my walls. And this one's going to go in the cat's bedroom, which is technically my spare bedroom. I just have the 3 sections left to do, which I budgeted out. That'll be like Wednesday night and Thursday night to finish that section, Friday into Saturday to finish that one. And that one I will be able to, that last section I'll work on Saturday, and then I'll finish the rest of it on Sunday for that last section. So this canvas will be done on Sunday, and then it will be totally done. So I will finish it early into February, which is great because I want to be able to get started on my event kits for February, because I am hosting the Lunar New Year DP Along 2024, which will be the first year for this event. And I want to be able to get into the kits that I have planned for the month of February. And I'm super excited for that. So yes, Sushi is totally staring at this ink pen. She's got like eagle eyes at it. So yes, we're going to go ahead and take this down. I don't feel like pulling out my actual kits for February, but we're going to take this down and we're going to go move over to my iPad so we can see what we've got, talk about a few other things. All right, so now we're at the point of the video where you don't get to see my talky hands, because I wanted to talk a little bit about, oh gosh, I hate the little keyboard that talks up here. I want to talk about a little bit about my progress that I've made as far as my goals for the month. I figured my like stashy goals and all of that fun stuff for the month. So, what I had decided, I had made the goal for myself that I would do a finish 4, purchase 1 is kind of what I want to do, just kind of like decrease the size of my hoard because I have way too many kits and it's just ridiculous. And if you want to know why I call it a hoard and not a stash, that goes to the fact it's not because it's the year of the dragon or anything like that. I've been calling it my hoard, just collectively talking about it to people. I've been calling it my hoard longer than January, for months now. I've been calling it my hoard because if you think about it, we do diamond painting. What are diamonds? Diamonds are gems. What do dragons guard? And how? What do dragons hoard? They hoard special gems, crystals, all of that stuff. Diamonds are gems. Basically diamonds are part of a dragon's hoard. So we do diamond paintings. We have a collection of diamonds in our diamond paintings. So guess what? We all have hoards, and we've all had hoards. So I've been calling it a hoard for months. Anyways, so you don't get to see my talky hands. It's like, no, you're missing out on the talky hands. You'll get a talky little mouse. I don't know if you can see the mouse flying around on my screen. Anyways, back to it. So I think I've been doing very well. I'm pleased with the progress that I've made for January. You'll see here, it looks like I've purchased 5 things, but I have not actually purchased 5 things for the month of January. So I finished my finishes that I allowed myself for everything for purchases from December allowed me to purchase 3 canvases for the month of January, or 3 items, 3 canvases or whatever for the month of January. And my first purchase, so Finding Myself, this is actually a kit that my brother bought me as my Christmas present. So he purchased it for me in like February 4th or something like that. So that one does not actually count. So it's in my ordered, like whatever, he ordered it for me on January 4th. Did I say February 4th? January 4th. So that one does not count as a one that I purchased for myself, but you can't like delineate that out. And I still put it in my stash. Hi, Mochi. She's like, Mom, you must snuggle me. She wants me to be wearing an Oodie, but I'm not because I'm talking. And when I'm talking like this, I get toasty. Here, I'll snuggle you, baby. She's like, no, you can't snuggle me because you want to. What? Come on. Stop patting around. So Finding Myself is not something that I purchased. So that leaves only 4 things. So the first purchase that I made was Peace and Tranquility. And this is that is a canvas from Diamond Dots, and it is a Buddha image. And as you can see, it's only a 37 by 40. So that was my first purchase of the month. And that is actually one that I made on the 3rd of January. So that was my first purchase, 3 January. My second purchase was Rainbow Burb. It's actually Rainbow Bird, but I call it Rainbow Burb. And that was one, pardon me. So Rainbow Bird, or Rainbow Burb as I like to call it, is an Enablers Outpost image, and that is one of their new releases by Irma Van Humen. And that one I purchased on the 9th of January. And I'm super, it's so cute, so adorable. And if you notice, both of those are tiny kits, and they're both rounds. So 2 small round kits that I purchased for myself. So I was super pleased to kind of add some small kits to my stash. And so that way the hoard kind of keeps adding up size in small things rather than big, massive kits. And then I made the decision, since these are both up at the top, we have A Person in a Small Boat on a River with Mount Fuji in the background by Hokusai. And then Composition with Yellow, Blue, Black, and Light Blue by Mondrian. And those are both 20 by 20 small square drill kits. And I made the decision that I will factor both of those kits. I'm going to count as one kit because I want to try to replace, well, I'm not replacing, but I don't want to purchase I've stopped purchasing the unlicensed canvases. So I've been trying to find a place to find, the small little snacky kits that I like, those little 15 by 15s that I've been doing. And these are 2 perfect ones to replace those with. So now as I run out of those little 15 by 15s that you keep seeing me finish, I'm like, well, those are perfect. But I'm counting those together as essentially one actual size canvas of these canvases here. So even though I purchased 2 separate kits, for the sake of my finished 4 by 1, those are counting as one kit. So that's what you see there. And both of those are from Diamond Artisan Shop. And I'm super excited because those shipped today. And I'm like, oh, yay. That means I should be getting them soon. Super excited about that. And I can't wait to see what they look like. And they're Old Masters kits. And Hokusai is one of my favorites. Because guess what? Hokusai is... I'm a Chinese brush painter. So anybody that does it's basically he did wood blocking, but the style in the work is just on point. So anyways, I'm very pleased with my progress, and based off of what I did as far as my finishes for January, if we look back at those finishes, let me pull them back up over here, change our status and go to finishes. We want to finish after January 1st. I technically finished apply that. So we can say that I have now officially finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things. I usually don't count my paint gems, but I haven't been buying paint gems lately. So I am going to, for the sake of all of these, I'm actually going to start lumping paint gems in as purchases. Don't give me that glare. Mochi's giving me some really good glares as she stands next to me. So paint gems are going to be lumped back into all of this. So I've got 7 different things that I've finished here. So technically that means I can purchase 1 kit, and I'm 1 kit away from finishing 1 finish away from being able to purchase a second item. So once I finish my first Secret Temple, because that's going to be my next finish. Once I finish Secret Temple, or if I finish my bamboo canvas that I'm working on, then that will add in over here and I'll be able to make another purchase. But so far I have one purchase that I can make now, because essentially it's going to be a rolling thing that I finish for, and I can purchase one, finish another for, purchase another. And the first finish that I'm going to be, or the first purchase that I'm planning on making is going to be Dragon City. In Dragon City, we are going to go ahead and take a look at Dragon City so I can show you guys what that looks like. I don't know how many we are going to do a new tab because I have so many tabs open. And we're going to go to Swartz Designs. And I want to show you guys look at the Year of the Dragon so you can see what all she has. This right here is Dragon City by Michi Doen. And there are so many gorgeous paintings that she has. But this is going to be my first purchase that I make, is Dragon City. I'm cringing because it's such a massive kit. And you guys know I'm trying to cut down on massive kits. It's 100 by 60 square drill. You guys, it's a square. It's a square. But the one caveat, it's not quite as tall as some of the other ones that I've been doing. But look at this beautiful, beautiful artwork. It is absolutely gorgeous. On Abigail's, I don't know why that did that. Come on, there we go. If you looked on Abigail's birthday live that she did this past this past week on Friday, on the 26th, she actually showed like a sneak peek of what this canvas actually looks like, and it is beyond beautiful. There's a larger image. I mean, look at that. Really, Mochi? You're gonna stand on my shoulders? Oh, it is gorgeous. I cannot wait for it. It is beautiful. So that's gonna be my first purchase of that's gonna be my February purchase. I'm gonna be buying this canvas because that design, like pastels, and it's like, this is my favorite style of dragon, is an Asian dragon. I just have to. So that's gonna be the first one that I buy, and I don't know what I'm gonna buy as far as my next kit once I do my next finish, but this is going to be that first one right here, is this one. So I'm super excited about that. So there is that. I have also purchased in January, at the beginning of January, I purchased two temperature sals for cross stitch conversions. One of them is, and I'm just waiting on the canvases to get here because I ordered them from Evermoment, so it takes a few weeks for those to get in, and then I can start those. One of them is like this really cool book one, and then the other, which is like this spooky book one, and then the other one, let me see if I can pull them. So the first one that of the cross stitch conversions that I purchased is this one right here, which is the spooky temperature sal. And I purchased these back in like the beginning of January, the first couple days of January. This one right here. So this is a project that I'm going to be working on over the course of the year once the canvas gets here. I dilly-dallied and didn't order the canvases until like a week ago. But I'm going to be doing this one with the high temperatures. So I'm super excited, and it comes with a frame. So I am going to do the frame with this. I don't know that I'm going to do this like little guy with the spooky spider web. I don't know, I haven't decided on that, but I am going to do the frame. I like the frame around it, but that is the first style that I'm doing. And then interestingly enough, I had actually chosen the dragon, the temperature sal that you see on if you guys watch Diamond and Washi's channel, Katie, I'm actually doing the same exact dragon sal. I think a lot of us are probably already doing this, but I had purchased this a couple, like I said, I purchased this a couple weeks ago. Before her video even came out, I had already decided I'm going to do this one, this temperature dragon, for the year with the low temperatures. So I'm going to have one with high temperatures and one with low temperatures. So that way you can kind of see the difference between highs and lows. So that's what this one is going to be here for, and that's what the temperature sal looks like for the temperature dragon. And this kind of shows a little hint of the pattern, and that kind of shows you where you're going to stitch for January, February, and then you're going to kind of curl around a little bit, and then you come back to it. And this is the leap year edition, which is perfect because guess what? This is a leap year. But I'm super excited for this, and I'm going to have, and I ordered the like I said, I ordered the canvases. I ordered the canvas a little bit bigger because you can see how tight it goes up to the edge. And I wanted to get, have a chance to do the border and do a little bit of a background. I haven't decided what background color I'm going to do. I may do a little bit of a design on the background. Again, I haven't decided that side of everything because I have time to decide what I want to do for the background. I may do like a little bit of like a motif. I may combine another pattern and do a little bit of a motif on the background. But that is the Temperature Dragon. And those are the two styles that I'm going to be doing for this year as a couple projects that I'm going to be working on. This one and the spooky potions as the two cross-stitch conversions that I'm doing for the big ones that are going to be year-long projects. But other than that, I think that's the bulk of what I have for you guys. I kind of wanted to show you that, show you what I've done purchases-wise for this month. And then I've got a couple like cross-stitch conversions that I have purchased as well that are Lunar New Year themed for my event. So please, 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 I would look forward to seeing you guys if you would like to participate in my Lunar New Year DP Along 2024. Then keep your eyes peeled for the first video of the year, which will be up, or well, the first video of the event, which will be up tomorrow, which is Friday, February 2nd. And you will be able to tell the difference between like my regular videos or videos that are going to be themed specifically for the event, because my event videos are going to be like splashed with my Lunar New Year themed everything. So they're going to be very obvious which videos are just going to be like a regular routine video and which video is going to be something that I have specifically for the event. So I am looking forward to that. But that's all I have for you guys for today. I hope you enjoyed this one. A little bit of a different vibe. I think I kind of wanted to do like, kind of go over my finishes and then go over anything that I may have purchased for the year and give you guys a little bit of a different, or purchased for the month. I keep saying year. Anything that I've purchased for the month and give you guys a little bit of a different feel. But that's kind of what we have. Those are my finishes, but I was pretty pleased with my purchases. As you can see, that I was able to only get away with having purchased, what did I click? Oh, I need to remove that. There we go. To only have gotten away with actually keep sticking to it and only doing these three. It helps the Diamond Art Club to not come out with anything that I felt was an absolute must-have, can't live without, which helped me to be able to stick to my buy 4 or finish 4 buy 1. And I love the fact that those purchases that I made, the 4 technically that I purchased are all really small, and I could finish those and whip those out super quickly. If I'm doing all like 30 by 40s, 40 by 40s, those, I can finish 6, 7, 8 of those in a month. Easy, easy, easy day. And that's just in a short period of time. So if we're talking like, yeah, so that I'm super, super pleased that my purchases were little and small ones. I'm trying to be much more conscientious about the size of the canvas I'm doing and being a little bit more picky because I really, really, really do prefer the rounds. So the very, very picky about what square kits I am going to purchase moving forward. Like little things like this, I don't mind doing in squares. Big ones in square, I have to absolutely cannot live without the artwork, like Dragon City, to purchase it. But that's what I bought for the month, and and that's what I have planned kind of for the month. Oh, I was going to show you guys what my planned kits that I'm going to be working on for the month of February. So I have 3 kits planned for the month of February. I'm going to be working on Lunar New Year Kitty. Let me change the view so you guys can see them a little bit bigger. So we have Lunar New Year Kitty right here. This is Lunar New Year Kitty by Distracted by Diamonds. And then we have Super Dragon, which the artwork right there you can see Super Dragon. Lunar New Year Kitty is that one is a 62 by 77 rounds. I've added a bunch of bling to it. Super Dragon is a 50 by 110 square drill from Enabler's Outpost, and then the Storm God, which is 60 by 83 square from Lazy River Crafts. Those are the 3 kits that I'm going to be working on for the for February. And if I don't finish these 2 squares in February, that's fine because they're both dragons. So they are going to roll over into March for Mackenzie's Stoke Your Dragon Fire event. So that is my plans for my 3 kits that I'm going to work on. I want to finish both of those whips and then work on those 3 kits right there. But that is all. I'm really truly done for now. Okay, that's it. I hope you guys have an enjoyable rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.